You have been lied to. Everything you think you know about reality, about your life, is a complete fabrication. And today, I'm going to shatter those illusions and show you the raw, unfiltered truth. And if you are not ready to have your world turned upside down, then maybe this video isn't for you. But if you are ready to wake up, then keep watching. So let's start off with a myth that everyone loves to believe, that you have control over your life. Sorry, you don't. Not in the way that you've been taught. And if you think your thoughts are your own, then think again. We think 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of them are the same as yesterday. And we are living in a loop, a pre programmed cycle that keeps us trapped in the same reality. And the worst part is that we don't even realize it. Think about it. If your thoughts are the same every day, how can you expect your life to change? That is insane. You are trying to create a new reality with the same old thoughts. It's like trying to clean a dirty floor with a dirty mop. You can't do it. You have to become someone else entirely. But most people are scared to do that. They are too comfortable in their misery. And here's the kicker: the system is designed to keep you this way. Society doesn't want you to change. It doesn't want you to think for yourself. It wants you to be a good little cog in the machine, to follow the rules, to stay in line. But if you want to break free, you have to start thinking differently. You have to start questioning everything that you've been taught. That's what I did. Change. Everyone loves to talk about change, but no one actually does it. Why? Because you're trying to change your life with the same mind that created your problems. And it's like trying to fix a broken car with broken tools. You can't create a new reality with the same old thoughts. You literally have to become someone else entirely. But most people are too scared to do that. They're too comfortable living in their misery because that feels comfortable. It's a program that they have memorized. And let's be honest, how many of us have tried to change only to find ourselves back in the same place? Actually, worse, because we feel guilty about trying to change and just taking two steps back. It's because we are not actually changing. We are just rearranging the furniture in our minds. Real change requires a complete overhaul. It requires you to let go of everything you think you know and start fresh. But that's scary, isn't it? It's much easier to stay in your comfort zone, even if your life is miserable. And here's the thing: the world doesn't want you to change. It wants you to stay the same. So you can keep buying the same products, so you can keep consuming the same media, to keep living the same life. But if you want to break free, you have to be willing to let go of everything. You have to be willing to step into the unknown. And you have to be willing to let go of your old personality, your whole personality, completely. And here's the truth, the hard truth. Change is terrifying. It's like stepping into a river and you have no idea where it's going to take you. And most people just dip their toes in the water and run back to safety. But the river of change is where transformation happens. It's where you decide to be greater than your environment, to be greater than the conditions of your life, to stop being a victim. But look, let's be real. How many of you are actually willing to do that? Think about it. Every great person in history has had to step into the river of change. They've had to leave behind everything that they knew and venture into the unknown. And that's scary. That's uncomfortable. But it's the only way to grow. It's the only way to become the person that you are meant to be. But most people aren't willing to do that. They are too afraid of what they might find. They are too afraid of failure, of rejection, of the unknown. But here's the thing: the unknown is where all the magic happens. It's where you discover who you really are. It's where you find your true potential. Now, let's talk about the biggest lie of all: the material world. We have been taught to believe that what you see is all there is. Okay? But that's a lie. Your environment is just a reflection of your mind. Change your mind, and your environment will follow. But most people are too busy trying to change the environment, the material things, thinking that they'll find happiness there. Here's a spoiler alert: we won't. Think about it. When have you bought something like a pair of headphones, thinking that it would only make you happy, only to find that the happiness was gone, maybe a month later, 2 months later after you purchase it? It's because material things can't fill that void inside of you. They can't give you that peace and the fulfillment that you're looking for. Only you can do that. Only by changing your mind, by changing your thoughts, can you find true happiness. And it all comes from within. Now, here's the thing. The world doesn't want you to know this. It wants you to keep buying things, to keep consuming, to keep chasing that next big thing. And I was like that too. But if you want to break free, you have to start looking from within. You actually have to start questioning everything you've been taught about happiness and success, and honestly, just life in general. Every great person in history knew this secret. They didn't wait for their world to change. They changed themselves first. They lived as if their future was already happening in the present moment. But let's face it, most people are too lazy to do that. They'd rather complain about their circumstances than take responsibility for their lives. Think about it. How many of you are waiting for something to change before you start living the life you want? How many of you are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect circumstances, right? But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is no perfect opportunity. There is no perfect circumstances where everything lines up. The only time you have is now, in this generous present moment. And if you want to change your life, you have to start now. Because if not now, when? Shout out to Dr. Joe Dispenza for that one. And here's the thing. The world doesn't want you to know this. Because it wants you to keep wanting things, to keep hoping, to keep dreaming. But if you want to break free, you have to start taking action. You have to start living as if your future reality is happening now. Forget about the traumas. Forget about the past. Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to stop living in a lie and start creating your reality? Because if you're still watching, then maybe, just maybe, you're ready to take that step. But remember, it's not about changing your reality. It's about changing yourself. Because when you do that, everything else will follow. And if you're ready to take control, then hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey. But if you're not, look, keep living in your comfortable illusion. The choice is yours.